Halloween ends, 8 questions that need answers. In the big Michael Myers finale, Michael and Laurie's last dance has some loose ends to tie up. Warning, spoilers for 2018's Halloween and Halloween Kills are in play. If you haven't seen either film yet, you're invited to retreat to the safety of our non-spoiler coverage elsewhere on Cinema Blend. One Halloween night in 2018 was all it took to tear apart the town of Haddonfield, Illinois. As Michael Myers returned to his hometown to do what he does best, 40 years of his legend growing dormant did nothing to slow his body count. The disturbing ending of Halloween Kills left us with some questions, and there are still some plot points from 2018's Halloween that need to be dealt with before Halloween Ends makes its way to theaters next year. So consider this the last call for spoilers, as 8 questions are about to be asked that need some serious answers. What is the deal with Michael Myers' supposed ability to disappear? Admittedly, one of the things that's kept the purists among Halloween fans satisfied is the fact that Michael Myers is a man who's escaped explanation. Retconning the long-held belief that Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, was his sister, 2018's Halloween returned the mystique. Michael's legacy fed on in those early days. That being said, Mr. Myers was able to disappear at will in Halloween Kills, and at the very least, some sort of clues regarding how that's possible would be appreciated. How much will happen during Time Jump? In Halloween Ends? Speaking of disappearing at will, director David Gordon Green has admitted that when Halloween Ends picks things up, it'll have been 4 years since the night Michael Myers came home. Again. The final chapter in the latest saga pertaining to Michael is already hotly anticipated, especially considering the shocking death of Karen Nelson, Judy Greer, wrapping Halloween Kills. 4 years passing suggests that Karen is gone for good, no matter what IMDb tells you, and that the events of Haddonfield's fateful night will have plenty of time to fester. Was Dr. Ranbir Sartain the only psychiatrist obsessed with Michael Myers? In a twist that even producer Ryan Fryman tried to fight, 2018's Halloween saw Michael's escape assisted by Dr. Ranbir Sartain, Haluk Bilginer, his attending psychiatrist. Obsessed with seeing some Michael Myers carnage firsthand, Dr. Sartain was eventually killed by the beast he wanted to study. But was he the only psychiatrist attracted to the allure of Michael Myers' psyche, and could such individuals be helping Michael lie low for the gap between Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? I'm not saying the cult of Thorn is coming to town, but as we've seen, a psychiatrist who thinks they can understand Michael Myers is pretty dangerous themselves. What will Haddonfield be like after the events of Halloween Ends? Michael Myers' escape in 2018's Halloween was already enough of a trigger for Haddonfield, Illinois. As we saw several survivors of his 1978 killing spree acting on their feelings and ultimately whipping the whole town into an angry mob, the deaths of folks like Tommy Doyle, Anthony Michael Hall, are sure to scar the survivors of Halloween Kills. A handful of Halloweens will have passed by time Halloween Ends starts off, and with Michael Myers still in the open, what's this town going to become in such a time span? Could Haddonfield turn into a tourist trap for Michael Myers obsessives? Since Halloween Kills takes place mere moments after 2018's Halloween Ends, there are some plot points that still need to be reckoned with. While we're on the subject of Haddonfield, there is the fact that part of how all of this mess was started is the fact that podcasters Dana Haynes, Rian Reese, and Aaron Corey, Jefferson Hall, went poking around those infamous babysitter murders in 1978. Knowing how true crime shows have captivated the imaginations of fans in the past, could Halloween Ends see this sleepy town in Haddonfield overrun with a bunch of looky-loos? If so, Michael Myers might consider Halloween the new Christmas, thanks to such a target-rich environment. How will Karen Nelson's death affect Laurie and Allison? In Halloween Ends? We haven't seen Laurie Strode or her granddaughter Allison Nelson react to the latest tragedy to befall their family. So the reaction of both of Halloween Kills' surviving co-leads is going to be interesting to examine due to that killer time jump. Family relations were previously strained due to Laurie Strode being painted as an insane survivalist whom which Allison never really got to know as a kid. With Allison having lost both of her parents to Michael in one night, will granddaughter and grandmother still be able to relate as a family? Who's going to kill Michael Myers? In Halloween Ends? You would think that in the end all/no-all entry that Halloween Ends is supposed to represent, one final showdown between Laurie and Michael would be in the offing. But there is an interesting story that Halloween Kills sets up that, if told properly, could wrap this Michael Myers trilogy with a fitting ending. Part of the tragic backstory for Deputy Frank Hawkins, Will Patton, is that he accidentally killed his partner when pursuing Myers in 1978. In an act of mercy, he prevented Dr. Samuel Loomis from killing him, a decision he now regrets. With Hawkins also harboring an unrequited crush on Laurie, could his oath to kill be the one to kill Michael? Be the key to letting Laurie Strode actually have a normal life? Can the Halloween franchise really continue with Michael Myers, but without the Strode family? We saved the most pressing questions for last, as Halloween Ends wouldn't land such an epic title without the intention of providing a definitive end of sorts. Flipping it back to producer Ryan Fryman again, his vision of the Halloween franchise is that the David Gordon Green/Danny McBride is its own self-contained trilogy. However, he cited that everything from the Rob Zombie reboots to Halloween 3, Season of the Witch's non-Michael Myers story exists in the world as well. Maybe John Carpenter's original vision of an anthological Halloween franchise without Michael at the center could finally come true. Or, potentially, the same moves made in the past could come back to haunt Universal, with a series of films that undo whatever the ending of Halloween Ends happens to be. Either way, this is the question that this trilogy ending entry is probably built around, which means any potential follow-ups will have to be carefully considered. All we can do is wait until Halloween Ends lands in theaters on October 14, 2022, at which point we'll discover all the answers we could want. But if you're looking to re-examine the new twists and turns that Halloween Kills has laid out, or you're someone who likes to read spoilers before they watch a movie, that's okay.